What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games. In today's video, we have even more leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We also have new information from Riddler Coup. We have Pokemon drama on the Twitter space, and we even have a data mine timeline to discuss for Scarlet and Violet. And of course, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like the video. I really appreciate it. Let's begin with some Riddler Coup tweets. So Riddler Coup tweeted out, Adventure Tip 1, keep an eye on picnic features, will provide valuable buffs. So we know there's a picnic aspect in the game, and the picnic is going to be where we're cooking food, playing our Pokemon, and even doing Pokemon breeding. And we actually saw in this screenshot from the trailer that when you do cook food, it'll give your Pokemon some sort of buff. They can be an experience buff, they can increase the catch rate of a type of Pokemon, they can increase the encounter rate for the type of Pokemon. But I wonder what else this could actually lead to. I'm sure it could potentially lead to the increased shiny rate of certain Pokemon, or this is going to be somehow leading into shiny hunting. I mean, already increasing the encounter type for a certain type of Pokemon is massive for shiny hunting, so I am really excited to get more details on this from Riddler Coup. Then Riddler Coup has a second tip for us, and he says, some third stage new lines are hard to use in Adventure. Better catch the ones you're familiar with. By the way, Chinese text is good. So he's saying it's going to be hard to get the third stage evolutions for a lot of the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. I wonder if that means there's going to be trade evolutions, or probably what's going to be is like special evolution requirements. Probably thinking something on the line of like Ursaluna, where you had to have an item and then evolve at like the full moon. So I bet there's going to be more Pokemon like that. We actually already know Primeape's evolution is the hardest to get in the game. We don't know exactly how, but we have a feeling it's going to evolve Primeape fainting in battle a certain amount of times or at a certain HP marker, because we know it's going to be a fighting and ghost type. So the Chinese text here actually is a translation for the word seagull. And he is essentially saying the regional bird, which is a seagull, is really good. And I am personally really excited for this seagull because it is going to be a flying electric type, and I'm super excited that because flying electric is such a fantastic typing. Defensive lives is really good, and offensively really good stab. So hopefully the stat spread is actually good on this Pokemon. And I actually am surprised we have not seen the regional bird yet, because you would assume we would see it in the early routes with like something like Lechonk. So who knows? Maybe it's not early. Maybe he's a mid-game Pokemon. We just don't know. Hopefully get a new trailer soon that will answer that question. Riddler Coup's third tip is to jump ship while playing. And I don't know how to really interpret this, but I guess essentially he wants us to explore the open world, and it's probably going to be the best way to enjoy the game. Don't follow like a set route, but just go out, have fun, explore, discover new things, you know, sort of like a Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring. Just explore the open world and not try to focus on the main objective. That's the best I can think of what he's trying to say here. Then his fourth tip is turn on Let's Go. So the Let's Go feature is the auto battle feature where you let a Pokemon out of your party just fight random Pokemon for you. They gain passive EXP. You also gain items from that as well. I assume they will also gain EVs from that as well. So it's like pretty much auto training your Pokemon for you, which is really cool. Pearl Enthusiast does say, does it kill shiny Pokemon? I assume it does kill shiny Pokemon. We still don't have confirmation if shiny Pokemon are going to appear shiny on the overworld. But honestly, I think they probably will. Make a lot of sense. Pokemon Legends Arceus did it, and you know, I wouldn't be too surprised. Then Riddler Coup also says, anyone who gets the game early, DM me. Gonna tell you where to find those 3 new. So he's talking about the 3 DLC Pokemon that are shown in Scarlet and Violet, but only accessible in the DLC, which is the 3rd legendary, which we think is going to be a rock dragon type, Paradox Suicune exclusive to Pokemon Scarlet, and Paradox Arizion exclusive to Pokemon Violet. So apparently they're hidden somewhere in the beginning of the game, and Riddler Coup knows exactly where they are, but he won't tell us when, but I'm sure we'll know in a couple of weeks because that data mine is coming very, very soon. And then Riddler Coup confirms Smallow's final evolution is a so-so Pokemon. So he's saying it's very mediocre, very mid. And personally, I love Smolov. I love the idea of Smolov, but Grass Normal, not good typing. So let's be real. It's probably never going to be a good Pokemon. And now we have confirmation. It's a very mid Route 1 type of Pokemon, and that's okay with me. So I'm sorry, Small fans, that your Pokemon is not going to be great, but I'm sure it's going to be good enough to get through the story of Scarlet and Violet. And guys, I have to report on the latest Pokemon drama because this has been pretty much taking over the entire Twitter space for the past 24 hours, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview. So a big content creator named Blaines, who's sort of like a blacklisted PokeTuber for the majority of the community. I don't know too much personally about him, but I know his Pokemon stuff. And essentially, he said he is leaking Scarlet and Violet. He has the game. He's going to leak it in 24 hours. And as he says, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet linking tomorrow. Everything, brace yourselves. Everything was building up to this moment. And he's like, I have 2 separate people who are going to get me the game. Eagerly awaiting reply from the source on Game Leak. It's nearly lunchtime, hoping to hear soon. So he was hyping this up for 24 hours. He said he's going to have it within 24 hours. He didn't get it. He had nothing to prove. He was lying. And I'm going to be real. If you're new to the leaking scene, you probably don't really know who this person is. But this guy is not a leaker. He's not a data miner or anything like that. He's just a guy who gens Pokemon and sends them out to free for people. I've heard not so nice things about him personally, but just to keep it within Pokemon, he's not a credible source. So I would not follow this guy or take any information from him. And honestly, the only person who has good information is Riddler Coup. Riddler Coup is the one who's been giving us the leaks. Kaka is essentially gone now. I think he got DMCA'd by Nintendo, so he's legally not allowed to talk about any of this stuff anymore. Also, a big point, if someone does get the game early and they start putting up screenshots, they are risking a lot of legal action against them. So it is not wise to openly play the game on or stream it, maybe stream in your Discord if you get the game early, but that is all copyrighted information. If you're breaking street data on that and you got it in some illicit manner, then yeah, that's not going to be great for you. And you don't want to get the Nintendo lawyers on you. But I will say that Blaine's also not a great person because he's literally saying he has more money than his viewers. And I don't know. Personally, I just don't think, as a content creator, I just don't think this is a good way to act around people or in general, just not even as a content creator, just as a human being. If you want to know what our expected timeline for Scarlet and Violet data mine is, then Poryleaks has you covered here. So right now, the shipping information has been acquired, meaning the boxes are about to hit transit. They're going to go out to the distribution centers, to the different game stores really soon. We are a month away, less than a month away now. And I actually expect stores to be getting them in about 2.5 weeks before release date. So what we are looking for is probably a photo of the box with the game cases in a store distribution center. So like an Amazon warehouse as an example. Then after that, images with someone with a game case surfing on the internet. So usually what that means is someone probably steals a copy of the game from the distribution center, takes it home with them, or they're just taking pictures of it at work. Once they have done that, someone will probably have the game and then put it into their Switch and then start playing it by they take a picture of the game running on their Switch. And then eventually the game is going to show up on 4chan, or someone's going to literally just find it in a mom and pop shop, and they're going to take the game, upload the game to the internet, and then once the game is uploaded on the internet, you can download the game, play it on an emulator like Yuzu, or play it on your hacked Switch, and then you'll be able to play Scarlet and Violet early. And then once that happens, the mining begins, and that's when we see all the information. We're getting all the Pokemon names, stats, sprites, ability information, everything that is in the game we'll know. We may even know some DLC information too. And we're expecting that to be around October 27th to November 8th. And of course, when that happens, I will be covering it. And honestly, I really want to know what Pokemon are actually going to be good so I can figure out what my team's going to be and then work on my competitive team too.